Hi everyone, I hope this update finds you doing well. My name is Sarah Tui, Director of Marketing for the Syracuse Community Center Collaborative. This will serve as my 21st video update spanning key information and numbers from Monday, August 24th to today, Monday, August 31st. Starting off with some updated numbers, Onondaga County currently has 3,738 confirmed cases, 165 active cases, and 187,790 tests have been completed since March 16th. In Oswego County, there's 298 confirmed cases, 16 active cases, and 35,448 tests completed. In Cayuga County, there's 177 confirmed cases and 27,428 total tests completed. In Delaware County, there's been 104 confirmed cases, 95 recoveries, and 15,563 total tests completed. In New York State, there's 433,402 confirmed cases, 8,096,770 total tests completed. In the United States, there's been 5,965,339 confirmed cases, 2,140,614 total recoveries, and 76,849,918 total tests completed. And worldwide, there's been 25,051,178 confirmed cases and 16,468,737 recoveries. Transitioning to key updates, back-to-school testing has started across Onondaga County. Do keep in mind that the county is scheduling based upon when a school district is starting in-person education. They also are starting with faculty and staff, and then will open testing options for students. A full list along with registration can be found at ongov.net. Again, that's ongov.net. If you visit that website, you'll see in the home banner, coronavirus. You click coronavirus, and then on the side panel, there'll be colorful boxes. One will say back to school testing. You'll click that, and then it'll give you the full list along with the registration option. I know there were a lot of questions about why Syracuse City School District, since it's the biggest district in the county, has not had any dates scheduled yet for faculty and staff testing. That is due to the fact that the district has opted to push back in-person education until October 9th. So the county will work with the school district at the appropriate time to schedule testing sites throughout the district. Now, do keep in mind that a diagnostic test is only as good as the period within which it was taken, because Syracuse City School District has postponed until October 9th, we anticipate that they'll start testing them in late September, early October. Just because the school district did, though, opt to push back in-person education, they will start virtual learning on September 14th. So it's important to note that the Syracuse City School District academic year will begin on September 14th with virtual learning. It does appear that they will be using Microsoft Teams to conduct virtual learning. So if you have a student within the Syracuse City School District, you may want to download Microsoft Teams onto your computer. Also, with school districts planning to reopen after Labor Day, the governor announced this week that low-risk youth sports such as tennis, soccer, cross-country, field hockey, and swimming can resume competitive play on September 21st. Schools must follow New York State Department of Health guidance, and no travel for practice or play out of a region can take place or a connected region. So if you're in Oswego, Cayuga, or Onondaga County, you are in Central New York. If you're in Delaware County, you are in the Southern Tier. High-risk sports like football, wrestling, rugby, ice hockey, and that's tackle football, the state specified, can practice, but they cannot play at this time. It's unclear if and when the state will allow them to introduce competitive play to those sports. More guidance should be coming this week. There's been a lot of questions around golf in particular. They weren't a sport that was named, and I know a lot of golfers out there were very upset. They find themselves to be at low risk when they golf, so hopefully we'll get more guidance from the state this week. Speaking of travel, this week's update to the travel advisory saw Alaska, Arizona, Delaware, Maryland, and Montana removed, and Guam, the territory of Guam, was added this week. So the full list now is Alabama, Arkansas, California, Florida, Georgia, Guam, Hawaii, Iowa, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Minnesota, Missouri, Mississippi, North Carolina, North Dakota, Nebraska, Nevada, Oklahoma, Puerto Rico, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Virgin Islands, and Wisconsin. Finally, I want to transition away from coronavirus and touch upon the Black Lives Matter movement. As you may have seen covered in national news, on Friday of this past week, thousands gathered in the National Mall in Washington, D.C. for the March on Washington, Get Your Knee Off Our Necks. It was on the 57th anniversary of the original March on Washington, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous speech, I Have a Dream. The event was virtually and in-person attended by members of Dr. King's family, Reverend Al Sharpton, Democratic nominee for Vice President Kamala Harris, other political leaders and religious leaders, along with family and friends of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake. For those of you who are unaware of what happened a week ago in Kenosha, Wisconsin, Jacob Blake was shot 7 times in the back by police officers. Mr. Blake did survive the encounter. We do know from his family, however, that he is paralyzed from the waist down. They do not believe at this point that that is reversible. They think he will permanently be paralyzed from the waist down. We do know that the initial charges against him have been dropped. However, further charges could come, depending on evidence that is gathered by the Attorney General of the state of Wisconsin, the District Attorney in Kenosha, and then the Police Department in Kenosha. We saw peaceful protesters gather in response, calling for justice for Mr. Blake and his family. And unfortunately, earlier last week, we saw a 17-year-old by the name of Kyle Rittenhouse travel from his home state of Illinois, which borders Wisconsin, with an AR-15 driven by his mother to Kenosha. When he arrived in Kenosha, he stepped out of the vehicle and opened fire on a crowd of peaceful protesters, killing 2 of those protesters and seriously injuring another. Mr. Rittenhouse has been arrested. He has been charged. There's discussion now that his mother may also be facing charges. We do know right now that the Attorney General of Wisconsin is looking to charge him as an adult. And it is illegal in the state of Illinois and Wisconsin to have an AR-15 as a minor. So there'll be further charges brought against Mr. Rittenhouse, anticipated to come this week or next, again, as more evidence is gathered around those horrific incidences in Wisconsin. President Trump is scheduled to travel to Kenosha this week. He has already sent in the National Guard and federal agents to support the state of Wisconsin. Do keep in mind that Wisconsin is one of 2 states, so they don't have state police like we do in New York. They have state patrol, which is a little bit different. What state patrol can do versus what state police can do is very different. So the governor of Wisconsin did request from the president that the National Guard and federal agents be sent into the state of Wisconsin. I will continue to monitor what happened in Wisconsin, both at the local level and the national level. I will continue to keep you updated as I learn more information. But please, as always, if you have any questions about the information covered in these updates or anything you're seeing on the news, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. With that, I wish everyone a great week and a happy long weekend. Happy Labor Day. Thanks everyone so much. Take care.